Yo, this is Top Flight. We're on our journey of one of our favorite country singers now, officially.
Yeah, it's
Hank Williams Jr.
I can't. I have to mention that since we've known him in the past and did some shows with him and stuff. I think one of the newer artists got their look from this guy, Post Malone. I don't know if anyone's heard of him.
Post Malone does like now tries to like almost like looks just like this, like with how he tries to do swag right now.
I think Hank inspired some people. I don't think tattoos were popular back then, but Post started in the rap world and then transitioned. You know
It
what I mean?
does look like it's like that's what like he gets his aesthetic from right now. Even with how he cuts his beard, it's almost like he's
The smile, the swag. Like Hank's
no,
got some swag for his.
no. Hank got that swag. Hank do got that swag, and that's the crazy thing about it. You see things rotate and happen again, and the world rotates, and you see it redo it, and it becomes cool again, which is dope. So I was just laughing because you said that earlier, and I was like, yeah, he does. It looks like Post might have took some of the swag from Hank
Hey,
because a lot of people don't know Post was I think prior for a long time Post plays the guitar everything like that and was singing like blues and like
yeah,
was
he's
it like
very musical. I mean, some of
bluegrass or
his.
something? He was like singing like bluegrass at one point.
I thought I even heard a disco joint, but I can't remember exactly. It was some. He's very musical. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's dope. Shout out to Post, the homie Post. Let's get into this Hank Williams. This is Women I've Never Had. I know this about to be lit. I know this about to be
I wish
lit.
this had a music video. Does this
You
one
know,
have a music
I
video?
didn't see a video because he get lit with it. With Women I Never Had. I'm just wondering the meaning of it. I'm
You talking
hoping
about? You talking about Dolly Parton? Just kidding.
you know.
I like to play my music and have good times. I love to hear an old train rolling down the line. I am into happy and I don't like sad. I like to have women I've never had. I'll take a little smoke and a lot of wine. I get high and call old friends of mine. I like a sweet young thing with old granddad. And I like to have the women I've never had. I like to ride my horses and shoot my gun. You know, cowboys work is just never done. I am into basics and I don't like fads. And I like to have women I've never had. Hey, I don't mean to ever do anybody no wrong. I was just born the son of a singer of song. I do things that makes the people mad. And I like to have women I've never had.
It's a good song.
I like the horns. I like all the horns and the sax and stuff like that. So I like that. I end up looking up the song, and this brings up what we were talking about when we were just listening to Dinosaur, because this song, "Women I've Never Had," celebrates his outlaw country persona and the pursuit of new experiences. The lyrics describe the simple pleasures of the road, music, whiskey, horses, and the thrill of meeting new romantic partners, while acknowledging his rebellious nature might upset more traditional listeners. Remember when I just said just a little bit ago, I was like, his outlaw style would make the traditional listeners think the same way he thinks of how country music was going when he says he's a dinosaur. Everyone has it, so it's like, but then he's like accepting it and being like, in this song he's kind of being like, yo, what you gonna do, because I'm taking it this way, but then at all points we get mad because we get old, and then the style changes again. Like, he didn't like the disco and he didn't like none of that stuff, but it's like, it's all of us, we all get old and that culture changes, so then it's like it loses what we had in those moments. But I think that's what almost makes it great, like the moments, because you wouldn't want to revisit it if it was always the same.
Yeah.
Like the nostalgia wouldn't exist, nor would people want to learn about it because it would be exactly the same. So you always want to see those things because it doesn't exist the same way as it did before.
The one person who grew, two people that grew with their fans in a weird way is like 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of went from the music to the movies that catered to what the people love to see, but now they want to watch it from their living room versus experience. It's like Justin Bieber did a good transition too. Like, though both of those names probably don't go good in the Hank Williams crowd, I'd be interested, but it's like not a lot of people age well with their, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like that was a long time ago in music. That was like a hard transition, because now you have more options these days. So then you can actually even still make the same style of music and get away with it a little bit, because it's still, that fan base can kind of still exist in a way, and in media can be used online and stuff, so you can still hit your fan base. Back in the day, it's kind of like if you only had radio and you only had TV and radio, then if you didn't hit those media outlets, who was going to hear the album? So the moment they change from a new era and it becomes disco and people aren't listening, that's not what's making the majority of the money. They just stop promoting you totally. So you're kind of like, you asked out, you know what I'm saying? But then now, because people have their own, the internet exists, and it's like you can promote and you can control your own fan bases. Now someone can release something that sounds old school and people still like it. Like, I like to give it to, I'm like, these are artists in our world, but it's like you just seen T.I. and Juvenile drop stuff who are from the era prior, and it's successful. I think that's one of those things that, like, the new era, like now you can do it, but then I see where he was mad, but I also see where he kind of stood with his like persona, being like, yo, I do this outlaw country, so y'all better deal with it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this, and I like how he compares it to being like, yo, I like riding around and smashing all the women. Like, we knew he was like that when we said it from the jump. When we first heard his first song, we was like, this dude is wilding right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is on the road wilding for real. And he probably brought to country something that didn't exist in country at that, like, that didn't get glamorized in country. Because I didn't know it existed. Yeah, I didn't know this existed. I always thought country was very like, sing about your dog and all this stuff like that, and like, it's just being real. Like, that's the only thing I ever heard was like, it was like sad songs, and it was like love songs, sad songs, and like I drink. That was kind of it. Like, it would have like drinking connotations. Then when I'm seeing Hank, and I'm hearing the same stuff, that's almost like how what we hear, like rappers hear, like, yo, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, like, live that life. That's dope. I that's why I really like Hank Williams, because it's like he sings in country the same thing I hear in what I grew up on in hip hop. So then it's like the world's meat to me. He's
very direct.
Yeah.
He's very good at just being very direct. Mm-hmm. Hank Williams Jr. Much respect. Like, subscribe, comment. Mm,